Hello Queens, and welcome back to another day with moi. So today's video is going to be a more serious video. It's one that I've been contemplating on making for about a month. It has to deal with my emotions in the holiday season and just things of that nature. I'm sitting in my car right now because the car is the place, and if you've been here for a while, you know the car is my place of zen and me to feel connected with myself. It's weird, I don't know why. It's just like my safe space. Always has been, probably always will be. So in October, I don't remember when, I think it was almost to Halloween, I went out with my best friend Thomas and his mom and my boss and her son, and all my emotions hit me at once. Now, I normally do get emotional during the holiday season. Obviously, if I'm doing anything holiday related during the season, I get a little emotional. And it's always been like a thing, and it probably always will be a thing. So if you don't know, my grandmother passed in September, end of September. And female figures in my life are prominent. They're strong. You know, they have more resonance with me. And I'm not saying that the male figures in my life are not important. They absolutely are. I'm just saying I connect more with the female figures in my life, probably because I grew up in a strong female household. So walking through the pumpkin patch is what it was. It's all carvings of pumpkins and stuff at Roger Williams. I was just looking ahead of me and seeing Thomas, and his cousin also came as well, and his cousin's daughter. And just looking at Thomas and then looking at his mom and then looking at his little cousin, and just thinking to myself that I'll never have that. Like, my children will never know my mom. But just knowing that I'll never share those memories with my mom or grandmother ever again. It's just like, it all hit me at once. And that was like the first time it did. So my mom died in 2011. Shortly after that, my meme sister, Dawn, she died. Then in 2012, my pep died. And then in 2013, my mem died. So all of that happened in the span between 8th and 10th grade. And I never really had time to process it all between the move in 2011 from one middle school to then go to a whole completely another middle school. And then going from freshman year at one high school, then to transfer at sophomore year to another high school. I was always jumping around on the move, and I always had theater. And theater was my outlet, my home away from home, to just leave my personal life behind me and take on this character that had his own roles and his own problems and stuff, and just not think about my life for a while. That's why I think I love theater so much. It's because it was my home away from home. It was my outlet. So I was always on the move. I did theater, and then at a young age, at 16, I had to get a job. So I've always been on the move. Then I went to middle college, and it's college for high schoolers. And then I went to college and just graduated and all this other things. Like I was always on the move from 2011 to basically last year. Now I'm at a standstill, not really doing much other than working. Like, that's literally all I freaking do. I think, like, now that I'm at a standstill and I can think about everything, I know for a fact I haven't processed it all, going back to my mom and seeing my grandmother pass just reignited the feelings that I've had. And I haven't talked about this with anybody, is that I feel a lot of regret towards my grandmother because I never really grew up with her. I was always distant. And I mean, reasonings for whatever, I don't care. Like, it doesn't even matter anymore. Like, it's spilt milk at this point. I can't do anything about it. But last year we started getting closer, and I started going over her house more and doing things with her, and, you know, going to Six Flags and this and that. And at the end of last year, I found out that she had stage 4 lung cancer. And then this year she passes. And I just have a lot of regret. And that is something that is never going to go away. It's just something I have to deal with and learn how to move past. And I'm just regretful that I, for whatever reason, never reached out to her and like had a real grandson grandmother relationship. And then the day she passed, I was walking out to go get a milkshake because I needed air. And I hear my cousin say, why is he here? He never cared about her anyway. And like he came up to me later and apologized and we had a conversation and it's fine. But that really stuck with me because what if she felt that way? What if that was her thoughts? I haven't talked about this to anyone. I don't even know if I'm gonna freaking post this video. But I really just needed to get off my chest. And then going back to seeing Thomas and his little baby cousin and his mom and knowing that my children will never be able to meet their grandmother. I don't know. It's just like this holiday season is like probably one of the worst because it's like there's nobody left. And I know that's not true. There's so many people, and I know that death is a part of life and it's going to happen. That doesn't mean it doesn't suck, and it needed to happen as much as it has in my fucking life. Like, 2011 to 2013 was the worst 3 years of my entire life. Like, I can't even express it enough. I've never really sat here and really talked about my feelings, and I don't think tonight's gonna be the night. But losing your mom is like losing your fucking heart. And Mem was my second mom. Like, she raised me from freaking infancy to 5th grade. And then to lose her 2 years later, it's just like fucking killed my insides. I'm so thankful for Katrina because honestly, if she wasn't here, girl, I don't even know. I'm sorry for getting so deep on my YouTube today. I just really needed to get this off my chest. It's something that I've been holding for a minute, and it's therapeutic to me to talk to the camera. And I don't know why it is. Just like sitting in my car alone is like therapeutic to me and like my safe space. And it's just like, I make no sense, but it does. And I'm not coming on here to get sympathy points and all these comments and this and that and the other. I'm literally coming on here because this has been on my chest and it's something that I really wanted to speak about because regret is something that is never going to go away and something that I am going to have to live with. And I know my cousin didn't mean the comment that he did and he apologized for it, but it's stuck with me and I can't shake it. All right, Queens, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go.